Unmute. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Starry Tarot. I hope everyone is having a lovely day, lovely Monday where you are. Hi, Wendy. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your donation, girl. I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. How are you? Girl, we got a Kiki. Yeah, definitely had an interesting week. But good. Roller coasters, life, and such. How are you doing, girl? Hey, Nadia. I was just going to say, girl, that's why we need to talk offline. I got to talk about that too. Yeah, I was just going to mention the whole I don't read the news, but like it is a part of my world right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna let you know. Well, I'm gonna message you. But offline for sure. Yeah, that's so funny. I was just going to mention that. Yeah, and that's going down. Well, it's happening all over the country, but certain places, yeah. It's weird times, but we will prevail. We will prevail. Um, I'm yeah. It's pretty it's bad, especially like I'm an immigrant myself. It's like it's hard. Oh, he did. I did not know that. Last Friday. I thought he had longer to stay. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, Wendy. And I'm so sorry that Samuel had to leave. Hi, Brian. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for your donation. Let me go ahead and add you. He said he'll be back in 2 weeks. Okay. Why did he have to? Was it because of his visa stuff, or like does he have to go back to Europe to like renew his visa, his work visa or something? Gotcha. Okay, I know what's going on. Yeah. Wow. Very, very interesting um, parallels in our lives with people whom we know. Um, he has to be in Europe for 2 weeks and then he'll be back for a month. Okay. So okay, cool. Okay, so it's not a permanent thing. Legit. All right, because I thought he had left permanently. I was like, no. Okay, good. So he's just taking care of business. All right. Um, my question is, does he want me to initiate the hangout when he comes back? Good question. Let's see. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to initiate the hangout when he returns? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate the hangout upon his return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout upon his return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout upon his return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout upon his return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout after his return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout after his return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout upon his arrival or return? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Does Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout when he returns? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Samuel want Wendy to be the one to initiate their hangout on his return. The Hanged Man, Queen of Wands, Ten of Cups reversed, Two of Swords, and Two of Cups reversed. That would be a yes for me. Girl. Yeah. And I'm all, part of me is not surprised simply because he has exhibited that energy in the past. We've picked up on that he, at least initially kind of wants, I'm worried about the Two of Cups. I'm not worried about the Two of Cups reverse, nor am I worried about the Ten of Cups reverse, and I'll get to that in a moment. I'm not worried about any of this other than how important this is that you take the lead. He's really, at least at the beginning, he is worried about taking the lead. He is not, as much as he holds a torch for you and as much as he wants to hang out with you and wants to grow something with you, I believe there's something within him that is inherently drawn to not having to make that, like, I don't want to say the first move because it's not the first move, but women in touch with a more assertive, dominant side in them. And with this Two of Swords, I'm taking this very actually quite literally. He's a rather submissive person. I mean, they're blindfolded, you know. Hi, Brian. How much would it cost for mediumship with Shyla? Mediumships are, I need to refresh my memory. If you're using SuperChat, I believe it's $50.50. Yes, $50.50. If not using SuperChat, it's $35.35. I'd be more than happy to do a mediumship with you for Shyla, but I do ask that we check in first to make sure that she's available to communicate with. I can communicate with most who have passed on, but not all, so I just ask that we check in first. Thank you, Brian. Yeah, this Queen of Wands, he definitely, I think there's something that definitely attracts, that is attractive to him about women who take the lead and are assertive in certain ways. I do want some, I'm not scared of this Two of Cups, neither am I scared of this Ten of Cups. There's something, this has to do with communication. Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. It says, yeah, bad communication. Ten of Cups reverse and Two of Cups reverse. You always have to keep in mind that cups, yes, they are of the realm of emotions. They definitely are the realm of love, of emotions, etc. But they're also the realm of creativity and communication. And his communication, I mean, that's specifically what we're asking about here. Does he want you to be the one to initiate this hangout that you guys are going to have upon his arrival? The answer is yes, because he's not going to ask. He's not going to raise his voice. He definitely wants to hang out with you, but the energy I'm getting from him is, like I said, at least at the beginning, he has been, I don't know if he's ever been in I think you mentioned he's been in one good relationship or one solid relationship, but I think for the most part, he's been rejected a lot by women. Okay, a lot of people have been rejected. To that I say a lot of women have been rejected by men, conversely. And most women, most hetero women, like men to take the lead, to take the first step, to make that first action. And that is something that he is aware of, and it's something that, like, behooves him. It bothers him, and it's something that he wishes wasn't the case, because it's resulted in, like what I just mentioned, like I don't think he's had very many good, long-lasting relationships. Like, he had one, and I think that she was possibly very, very submissive. And I think that he possibly sees that as like, that's what needs to change in my love life, is I need someone who's like going to be more assertive in a lot of ways. Um, and this with the hangman right here, like, this is something that he's come to terms with or realized about himself, I'd say not too long ago. I had to park 3 blocks away from work on Friday, and he saw me and pulled over to offer me a ride. I thought he left already, but he said he was on the way to the airport, but he'll drive me to work. Oh my gosh, that sounds like a movie scene. That legit sounds like a scene from a movie, girl. Yeah, there's no doubt. Like, I've said it from day one. Your spirit guides have said it from day one. Yes, people's emotions and feelings for people can change. We all know that. That's not, that's not rocket science. That happens. But from day one, he's liked you, and from day blah blah blah, whatever this is, he still likes you. Um, until I hear from spirit that he doesn't have feelings for you, until I feel it in his energy that he doesn't have feelings for you, I'm gonna tell you. But I'm not feeling that. And he brought up that he regretted not doing more while he was here. So I told him that he's welcome to come to the art walk with me, and he said, "Okay, sounds good." Once the art walk, yeah, I told you he regretted not doing more. Okay, awesome. You guys should definitely do that. I was going to say, just go for it, girl. Just ask him. He'll say. I can't. Okay, I can't promise you that he'll say yes, but girl, I would be shocked. I'd be shocked if he didn't say yes. But I'll tell you this. I promise you this. If you don't ask him at all, it's like what you told me in the past. Like, you can decide to go for, like, either you can decide to want to start dating, and take that plunge, or and possibly get hurt, or you can not, entertain romance or anything, and you won't necessarily get hurt, but there will be that missing piece. So it's like, just shoot your shot, girl, because I think you got really good chances. Thank you very much for your donation, Tasha. Thank you so much, love. You know, yeah, now that we have 1 month left, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Hi, Brian. Absolutely, yeah. So you'll be next, and I will absolutely check for you, before we commence. Okay. Um, Sorry. There's one finishing thing I was going to say to you, Wendy. Yeah, I think just conclusively, Wendy, just shoot your shot here. I think it's not like you've got nothing to lose. I just feel, I truly feel like there's, it's highly unlikely he would say no. And I can see that he wants you to ask him. And I totally, girl, I understand the frustrations of that. Let me tell you, I've been there, and I'm a little more of a submissive Sally, and I'm not afraid, to ask for things always, but like, yeah, I think, by and large, a lot of us ladies do like the gentleman to lead the way. And this is not a permanent thing. I don't think this is I do not think this is a permanent thing. I think he just wants to see and hear you say, like, I do want to spend time with you, and he'd be like, all right, let's do this. I would really, really mean a lot to him. And as much as I know it would mean a lot to you, for him to just ask you, I think once you guys get past this, I think things are going to go really smoothly from there. I think you guys are going to have a great time spending time with each other outside of work, and I think that your chemistry is going to skyrocket, and I think things are just going to become a lot more comfortable and smoother once that happens. And yeah, you won't have to take the lead all the time. Probably not, but like, yeah, I really don't think that's not the case. I think it's just this one time. Yeah, I wasn't sure because I said never mind to lunch before you left. Yeah, and he stopped coming around but came over to say goodbye. You're so welcome, Wendy. You are welcome, and I will chat with you later. Yeah, this is interesting times. You are so welcome, Wendy. Much love and light to you, sweetheart. I am rooting for you. You got this. Brian. Okay, Brian. Yeah, let me check. Let's check and see if Shyla is available for communication. I will be right back. Thank you. I'm just kidding. I'm right back already. Shyla's, can I please get, I know you told me already, Brian, but what is Shyla's, what was her birth date again? Was she an Aquarius? And she passed April, was it April 30th? Just her birth and her passing, if you could give me that information, love. Okay, she did pass April 30th of this year. I'm so sorry, love. And do you remember do you know her birthday? No problem at all. No problem at all, Brian. Thank you for checking. I really appreciate it. Okay, you think it's November 3rd, but you don't have the year of birth. That's okay. That's okay, love. All right. I will check. I will be right back. Thank you. I'm sorry, Brian. That hasn't happened in a little while. She's not coming through. Um, and that doesn't mean that she'll never come through, Brian. I want if I well, I don't. I encourage you to come back to me um in a month or so, or maybe even in a few weeks. Um, I'd say that I can get in touch. So here's the she passed quite recently in April. I can get in touch with most people who have passed. Um, the few times that I'm not able to, which I'd say would probably be about maybe 10% of the time. Oftentimes is when someone has passed somewhat recently, like we're talking within the day to 6 months, 3 to 6 months. That's not always the case. I have gotten in touch with people who have passed recently. Um, I don't know why she's not coming through. I don't know how she passed. Um, but it feels untimely. It feels like it was traumatic, untimely. And she will be able to communicate. She will be able to get to that point, because she hasn't reincarnated. But she's definitely still working, and I think I picked up on that. I know I picked up on that actually. I know we didn't do a mediumship the other day when I read for you, but it was a lot of energy. It was a lot of energy to for me to gather her thoughts specifically about you, um, because she's working through her life with everyone that she's had something with in her life, and I don't know what, I forget what your relationship was with her, if you were a friend, um, or if you guys dated or a coworker. I'm not quite sure, but there were a lot of people in her life, and when we do pass away, we that's part. Hi, Phyllis. We do. Sorry, I'll read what you're saying in just a moment. ADD is bad today, and I gotta stick with my thoughts right now. When we do pass, we have a lot. We have to process everything with everyone that we've had dealings with, and she's processing a lot right now, and she's getting a lot of help from the angels right now on the third level of heaven. There's 4 levels. She's on the third right now, so she's learning. That's part of what she's doing. She is learning. She's not only processing the life that she just lived, but she's also learning to communicate with those on this heavenly realm. Um, yeah, even now that I think, yeah, when we were reading about her energies the other day, it was a little, it not a little, it was difficult picking up exactly what she was trying to, what her thoughts were specifically towards you. And I think we can get a clearer idea of that as time goes on. But she's still very much processing quite a bit right now. I had a cousin pass away in April of this year. I think it's too soon. I was going to ask, but don't think enough time has passed. Yeah, Phyllis. Yeah, essentially. I mean, I should have just said it like that, but I will say, like, there's a client that I have, Miss Stephanie. Her brother unalived himself in February, and she came to me literally the day after he passed and asked if I could get through to him, and I couldn't. Um, but I let him know in asking him, like, he knew that I was trying to reach him for his sister, right? I think it was 1 or 2 months later, I oddly enough was thinking about her, and she'd only come to my channel like once. I was thinking about her, like, oh, I haven't seen her in a while. She came to my channel. She's like, I want to check again. I think he's ready. I was like, okay. So I checked, and bing, bang, boom, yes, he was ready. He's now able to communicate. And that took about a month after his passing. And that was very impressive. I haven't seen that before in doing this professionally. There was also one gentleman I got through to I don't know if it was last summer or the summer before, but he passed saving his children in a river, and he drowned. And but apparently he was meant to pass that way. He was meant to be a martyr. He was meant to be a hero. That's what he was put on this planet for. And that's why after I think it was 5 days after his passing, I was able to get through to him for his wife, the mother of his children. So don't take this as I'm never going to get through to her, because that's definitely not the case. I've had some people be able to communicate in a matter of weeks. Had some people who it's taken a year, but it never takes longer. I've never found it taken longer than 1 year. But don't take this as a be all end all. Okay. But she's got a lot to process right now. Okay. Just tell her, hi, hey Shyla, this is almost like Brian trying. Yeah, well, that's what I just did essentially when I was getting through to her or trying to get through to her. I have a method that I use, and she didn't come through per se, because she didn't. But in me announcing to the spirit world, hey, trying to get through, and I specifically say, Shyla, I want you to come. Can you please come through for Brian? She heard that. And even though she's not able to communicate that now, or to communicate with me now that she knows that's, that now it's on her radar. Now it's on her radar. Okay, Brian, what's going to happen on Wednesday when me, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and my dad all meet up for a musical jam session? Awesome. Brian, so you donated $8 over SuperChat. Thank you so much. It's $9.99 for a 5-card question. So if you want 5 cards, that would be $1.99. Or if you want to just keep it at 8, we could do 4 cards if you want to do that. What would you like to do, Brian? I was finally able to get through to your mom. Yeah. It was 1 year and 4 months. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't take that. I mean, there's no definitive time, but it's always helpful to hear from other people, thank you, Phyllis, for giving your input, because I've done many a mediumship for Phyllis. So she understands how this works very well. I think you have a good idea of this, Phyllis, and it's hard to just put it all in one box. It's because we don't know for sure. But I just based on my practice, my professional practice, this is just what I've observed and analyzed. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you, my friend. Alrighty. Let's do this. So, you're having a jam session, and you want to see how it's going to go. What do you play again, Brian? Are you a bassist? And didn't you say you were in a metal band? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will happen Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Chris, Jeff, Jeremy, and his dad have a jam session on Wednesday? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Jeff, Jeremy, Chris, and his dad have a jam session? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides, what will happen on Wednesday when Brian, Chris, Jeremy, Jeff, and his dad have a jam session? Knight of Pentacles reversed, Five of Wands, Four of Swords reversed, Six of Cups, and Ten of Cups reversed. Have you guys jammed in a while? Or is this like a meetup that hasn't happened in a while? Because I feel like it's not, I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be contentious. I don't know. With this Five of Wands is conflict. So I don't know. This is a side project you're working on. Okay. So I don't know if there's like contention between you and your buddies. But I'm going to be honest, I don't feel like a whole lot of progress is going to be made. In terms of accomplishment, in terms of getting things done, in terms of, jamming together. But I also feel like this is a time that you guys need together. It's your fourth jam session together. And do you guys do this regularly? With this Six of Cups, I definitely see, like, lots of good conversation. Like, it's not going to be a bad time, per se. Getting some family cards here, too, with this Ten of Cups reversed. I know you said your dad's going to be there, too. And I think everything's going to be kosher in terms of, like, you guys, like, getting along well together and working together. Practice is definitely of the essence. I think continuing these jam sessions is important. This Four of Swords reversed. You guys do have, like, a lot of potential musically, for sure. And you may have already picked up on that. But you for sure, we want to do it. Yeah. Keep it as, I would say, and I don't know how regularly you guys do it, that's fine. But Spirit is definitely saying, and I'm seeing this in the cards too, like, as regularly as you can do it is going to be key. Because then, as someone who's been in a band, when you are, more than one, when you're, the more familiarity that you, and the more camaraderie that you develop with your fellow musicians, the more chemistry there is at the end of the day, all around. And there's a lot of potential with you guys. But diligence, vigilance is key. Definitely key here. And yeah, with this Four of Swords reverse, it's like, don't give up. Like, don't, I don't think you were planning on giving up, and it's not so much like don't give up. It's more like continue doing this, and continue it regularly, because that's really going to pay off. Um, yeah, you guys have a lot of talent. You're very talented. Your father's very talented. Your friends are very, very talented. Your fellow musicians are all, you're all very talented people. Um, so this is definitely something, you know, worth hanging on to, um, worth sticking with for sure. Um, Progress, definite progress here. Slow and steady progress, I think is the name of the game. Continuing to do what you're doing with your bandmates for sure, um, is gonna be key. Um, Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect for sure. And yeah, you guys have good chemistry together. Um, and that can be hard to find. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Brian. I really appreciate you, my friend, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I couldn't get through to Shyla for you, my friend. Um, it's always an honor when and I don't take it for granted. You know, when people want me to read for those who have passed on in their life. It's not something I take for granted at all. And and I obviously would never deceive you. If I can't get through to someone, I'm not going to tell you I can. Um, but I will also say that it's just a matter of timing at this point. She'll be able to get through. Okay. Thank you again, Brian. Thank you, thank you. I hope I brought you clarity there, and you have a wonderful sesh on Wednesday. Miss Tasha. Tasha, thank you for your donation, love. How did S feel that I wasn't at the meeting at work? I feel like he was planning to do something. Okay. And again, Tasha, what is your sign and what is S's sign? I wish I could have one last beer show at the. Oh, I bet she does too. I bet she does too, Brian. I'm so sorry, love. You're very welcome, my friend. You're very welcome. Much love and light to you. And yeah, you rock on. You rock on Wednesday, dude. So Libra, you're a Libra, sweet. Okay, you're a Libra, and S is an Aquarius. All right, let's see what's up. How did he feel that you weren't at the meeting? And by the way, everybody, I don't know who all's into Sanrio. I am, and we've got my Luna, my Cinnamoroll tarot deck today. We love our Cinnamoroll. I also have her little twin stars. I mean, it's actual like Sanrio like copywritten merchandise, or officially licensed merchandise. But I guess they hire this one Japanese artist um, to create these adorable tarot decks. They also have a My Melody one. We love My Melody. She's so cute. And Kuromi, which I'm not the hugest fan of, but we're waiting for the Kuropi tarot deck. That's what I'm waiting for. TBQH. All right, Miss Tasha, Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How did S feel? How did S feel that Tasha wasn't at the meeting at work? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at work? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at work? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at work? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at work? Angels, Messengers, and Spirit Guides. How did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at work? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, how did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at their work? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, how did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at their work? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, how did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at their work? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, how did S feel that Tasha was not at the meeting at their work? The Wheel of Fortune reversed. Page of Swords reversed. Eight of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands. And Seven of Cups reversed. Eight of Wands reversed right here in the center. Okay, so you mentioned that you felt that he was going to do something. I feel like he was planning to do something. What do you mean by that? Like, do you feel like he had something that he wanted to say to you at the meeting? Because I do get that. I do get that energy with this Eight of Wands reversed right here in the center. Like there was some kind of message that he, and I don't know, I can't speak to the depth of it. Like, I don't know if it was like, hey, like, maybe it had something to do with the meeting itself. It could have had something to do with the meeting itself. It could have had to do with you and him. I'm still not quite clear. I know I read for you on Friday, I believe it was, regarding him. I'm still not entirely clear what the nature of your relationship with him is. I know you guys are co-workers. You guys flirt and such, right? Or is it kind of, is this like an unspoken kind of thing? And I do want some clarity here. One sec. Yeah, okay, yeah. I do think he had something that he wanted to say to you. Again, I don't know what context it was. With this Wheel of Fortune reversed, Eight of Wands reversed. This is like, yeah, I had some, this was like he wants me to initiate, but I refuse to do so. Tale as old as time. Tale as old as time. That's been a very common theme with a lot of people, a lot of my clients, a lot of people I know lately. To that I say, you know, if he wants you to initiate and you refuse to do so, it could be one of two things, Tasha. Coming from someone who's been through this and a few times, maybe because I'm in a okay, yeah, so you are a superior to him, okay, then of course he's going to want you to initiate something. That makes sense. I was going to say, if he wants you to initiate something and you're sent, and I see that, this Seven of Cups reversed, he's avoiding making a romantic decision or making a romantic assertion of some type. And yeah, it sounds like it very well could have something to do with the fact that you're his superior, or you're in a leadership role. Even if you're not his direct superior, you're in a leadership role. And if he wants you to initiate, it could be, I was just talking actually to a client of mine about the same thing. It could be just at the beginning, just so that you guys are all kosher and he knows that he's not overstepping any boundaries within your work position. And it would probably just be the first time. I hate initiating things. But at the same time, I will tell you, girl, there's been like connections in my life where I could tell that the dude wanted me to initiate something. And because I didn't, I lost out. And the more assertive girl got him. And there were regrets. I'll be honest. Like there's been a few guys in my life where I was like, damn, if I had just, been a little more assertive, then I would have got them. But then on the other hand, I think, well, do I want a guy who needs an assertive woman? Because as assertive as I am, I also want to be taken by the hand. I don't want to lead the way at the same time. And if that's the case, then are the two of you actually compatible? If he's a guy who needs you to initiate, because as much as I'm telling you it's just the first time, we don't really know that for sure. He could really like the fact that you're initiating, and that could just be what he prefers, a more dominant woman. And I've been seeing this a lot lately. And to that I say, girl, you got nothing left to lose, really. I mean, I feel like that's more of a mask. It is more of a mask. Totally, 100%. But we embody both energies. I think the best of us do. I think the best men in this world embody feminine energies as well as their divine masculine. I think the best women in this world it harness both their divine feminine and their divine masculine, and that's how heterosexual relationships work. Really successful. The ones that I've observed that are very successful, it's usually two individuals who are deeply in touch with their own gender identification energy, but also acknowledge the fact that we embody both. All of us do. Just yin and yang. Of course, well, not of course, but depending on how you're born, how you identify, you're going to identify with one more than the other. And if that's not something that you feel comfortable with at the beginning, is that something that you're going to feel comfortable with in the long term? Is just my question to you. As someone who's been there and has been there not too long ago, it's something that I've had to think deeply about in my life. Like on one hand, yeah, like asking someone out when he wants you to ask him out. I like I said, I like being taken by the hand. I like the guy to initiate. I would never ask a guy like, hey, do you want to be my boyfriend? Like, I don't think I could ever do that. But if he wants me to be like, hey, like, so do you want to hang out this Friday? Like, I'll do that, sure. But there's only so far I'll go, and those are my boundaries, so you've got to, at this point, you've got to identify what your boundaries are, hun, and what you're comfortable with, depending on how much you like him and how much you want this to happen, because this is ideally, if you guys do start dating, we want this to be long term. Did he want to tell me something at the meeting, or was it just an opportunity for him to pretend he's not interested? Okay, that's an interesting way of looking at it there. Let's see. And thank you for your donation. Yeah, this has been a very common thread, a very common theme through a lot of the readings I've been doing lately. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Did S want to tell Tasha something at the meeting? Did he want to tell you something at the meeting, or was it just an opportunity for him to pretend he was not interested? So that's kind of two questions, Tasha, and we just asked the first one. That was the last question. Was there something, or no, we asked what was the question? Basically, yes, he had something he wanted to say to you. That Eight of Wands reverse, that was a missed opportunity of communication. Oh, yeah, how did he feel that you were not at the meeting? And And the answer I got was he had something he wanted to say to you. Would he have actually said it? I don't know. But that's kind of two questions. Did he want to tell you something at the meeting, or was it just enough? I think we should ask it like, and this is your reading. What did he want to say to you? Good question. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, I think that's a good way of asking it. Yeah, what did he want to? What did he want to say? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Excuse me. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What did S want to say to Tasha at the meeting? Seven of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Wands. 9 of Cups reversed. The Emperor. And Judgment. And we just received a donation from someone in the chat. No, we did not. I'm so sorry. That's something else. Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah, he definitely has feelings for you. Definitely has feelings for you, Tasha, this Emperor card. This Nine of Cups reverse, he's not... You guys flirt and stuff, right? You guys do flirt. You guys have a rapport, a romantic kind of rapport going on, right? I feel like whatever is going on between the two of you is not fully satisfying him. I really feel, girl, I really feel like he's wanting you to give him the green light on, like, yeah, like we should start dating. Like, but he needs to hear it from you. I do, as much as I totally hear you, girl, where it's like, that's, you know, not something I did. That's not within the boundaries of your comfort zone, then that's totally fair. But I also see it from his perspective too, with you being in a leadership position and him not. People used to date in the workplace. I've been watching a lot of movies, older movies lately. I've been on a 90s and early 2000s movie binge. And like everybody dated in the workplace. Like all the time. Like that was like where you went to like, I mean, work and make money, but like people dated for sure. Like in the workplace. And they still do now, but since the whole Me Too movement, like there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of rules with dating in the workplace, especially when it comes to power dynamics, whether it be the woman being in power or the man being in power in a higher position of power. And there are frustrations here. There are difficulties to overcome with that. And with this being in its reverse position, the Seven of Pentacles, it doesn't mean that those difficulties cannot be overcome at all. Nay. They definitely can. I think that's something, these burdens, these difficulties, they can be overcome. This 10 of Wands, this 7 of Pentacles reversed. But I do think that he wants to talk about taking this to the next level. But it's really going to take both of your energies. You're gonna have to give him that green light. Like, yeah, I'm in a higher position than you. And I don't know if you're gonna have to talk to corporate or HR or whatever to clear the air with this. But if I've always said love can make the most timid person move mountains. And I'm not saying that he's a timid person. Nay, I'm not saying he's a timid person, but this job does mean a lot to him. You mean a lot to him, but this job means a lot to him as well, and he can't throw himself under the bus job-wise. He doesn't want to risk that. He can't risk that. This is what's paying his bills. This is what's keeping him fed with a roof over his head. He can't risk that. You can't either. And if there's any kind of risk involved in the two of you dating one another, you know, you guys are both going to have to be very clear on that. But yeah, whatever's going on between the two of you right now, he likes it. He likes you. You like him. Classic case of boy liking girl, girl liking boy. But this is a case of modern times and difficulties dating in the workplace, difficulties with leadership positions. You know, back in the day, it would be very rare that a woman would be in a leadership position over a man. Like, we're talking 80s, 70s type stuff, and maybe even the 90s. That wasn't as common. It was always the dude usually that was in power. Well, now that now that we've gotten what we want as women, and now the tables have turned, and we do have, much, not complete equality, but much more equality in the workplace. We also, as we're taking on these more masculine, so to speak, roles of assertion, of dominance, of taking control, because those are typically more divine masculine energies. It also means that it's a little bit of trade-off too. I dated one guy who told me that as much as it was like a turn on for him to make more money than the woman he was with, he also was afraid to, I don't know if he was just being a cheapskate or what, but he was kind of afraid of like paying for everything. And I don't want a man to pay for everything, but if he says, hey, lovely lady, would you like to go to dinner with me tonight? And I say yes, I'm expecting him to pay just because he's asked me out on a date. If I have to, that's fine. I can carry my own. But I've been told by certain fellows, one in particular, but that like he has pissed off women in the past by paying for them. I don't know how truthful he was being, but he is a very truthful guy, so I'd be very hard pressed to think not. But there's just, as the gender roles are changing and shifting, we as women and men have to be more malleable in that shift. So there's definitely something he wanted to say to you, and he's not pretending that he doesn't, it's not a way for him to pretend he's not interested. He needs the green light. He needs the green light because this is important. This is his job. You're also important to him. You're very, like, he really does want to see things grow between you and him. But he also he can't risk his job at the same time. So I hear your dilemma loud and clear, girl, and I've been there. I've actually been there, and it's tough. All I can suggest to you, love, is if you really, really want to be with this guy, I think patience is important, and I think malleability, being flex, is important. I know it's not something that you're very comfortable doing. And if it's something, but if initiating something as a woman is something that you're totally uncomfortable with doing, don't bypass your boundaries or your comfort zones. Like, don't overstep those. You want to keep those intact. But if he's worth it to you, if he's worth it to do that, then I would definitely shoot your shot. And just at the very least, you don't need to ask him out per se, but just let him know, like, hey, I like you. I feel like you like me. Where are we going from here? because I'd like something with you. I would also, I'm sure if you're in a leadership position, I would be hard pressed to think that you weren't aware of your company's policies when it comes to dating. If you're not, definitely get familiar with them. Because this does sound promising. It really does, but it does sound like it is going to require some flexibility on both of you guys' parts. And it doesn't have to be permanent either. But at least at the beginning, I think that's important. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Tasha. I really appreciate you, love. And I hope I brought you some clarity there. I'm hesitant because of him flirting with another coworker, so I feel as though he's dating someone else, so I reserved my energy. Gotcha, gotcha. So, wait, are you guys officially dating? Or are you guys both just kind of like single and flirting? In flirting with another coworker, he very well might just be in a state of where he's like, I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket here because I don't know if there's going to be any possibility with Tasha because she's in a leadership position. And you're more than welcome. You know, I don't know if you want to, but you're also more than, if you guys aren't officially boyfriend and girlfriend, you guys are both allowed to flirt with other people, you know. Um, if he is flirting with another person, to that I say it's either out of frustration because he hasn't been able to like fully be with you, or because he's untethered right now. He's not bound to you and you're not bound to him. You guys don't owe each other anything. Um so it's, you know, it's, and that's the tough thing. I don't, I've only had a crush on a couple of coworkers, and it's tough. It's tough because, you know, you've got to see them every single day, and you're seeing that, you know, they're flirting with other people. And yeah, I had a crush on one guy I used to work with, and then he went off with my boss, like, and it was just like, ugh. But at the same time, it was like, well, we weren't dating, like, so he did have every right to flirt with someone else. And I'll be honest, girl, from that I'll tell you, I was not assertive and she was. And she was the one who got him. But at the same time, would we have done well long term? Probably not. Because I kind of need a man who's going to be assertive and, you know, not tell me what to do all the time, but you know what I mean? Like, um, so, you know, you can talk to whoever you want. He can talk to whoever he wants. If you do want to lock something down with him, you know, this isn't just my opinion. This is really what I'm seeing in the cards and just hearing from spirit and what I'm just taking from my anecdotal personal experiences. Um, you're gonna have to take the lead at least at the beginning because you are in a place of leadership and he is not. So it just makes it inherently that way. Now, if these two are coworkers and they're on an equal playing field, now that takes a lot of stress out of that. You know, they'll still have to report something if they end up dating, I'm assuming. I don't know what your policies are in your work, but they'll probably have to announce something if they do end up starting dating. But I feel like with that, you know, if you really want to get him, girl, it sucks, but you're gonna have to be assertive. Um, I don't know what this other girl's like, but she might be very assertive. I don't know. I think it's more a matter of convenience with the other girl. I think it's more a matter of convenience because they're on the same playing field, you know. Um, but I think that if you were to swoop in and say like, hey, like, you want to get lunch sometime? He might say no. He might say no, and then on to the next one. On to the next one. If I see someone is interested in someone else, I'm not going to be some clingy person try to get him. I'm not a chaser, especially when I'm not sure about a person. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to shoot your shot, you know, but it depends on how much you like that person, you know. Um, it's yeah, you certainly don't want to be a chaser. I think being determined is good. but being, chasing someone around is not so good. But again, what I think is most important here is just acknowledging what your boundaries are within your comfort zones, and standing with those. And if this doesn't make you feel comfortable and makes you feel like clingy or chasey or whatever, then I just don't think he's long term or even short term ideal for you, or for ideal for each other. Um, just because two people really like each other doesn't mean that they necessarily should be with one another. Um, but yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. Yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, in conclusion, I think the most important part here um, is to be mindful of your comfort zones, and not straying from those at the end of the day. Well, thank you so much, Tasha. I really appreciate you, girl. And I feel you. I've been there. I've been there. I've definitely been there. And it's a dilemma. It's complicated, and but you will get through. And yeah, it'll all pan out. It's all in God's will. You're very welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. Keep me updated. I'd love to hear what happens next from here. Because there's definitely hi. Sorry, my cat just came up. There's definitely something here. Like, if I felt, girl, if he didn't like you, I would legit just tell you straight up, like, I'm sorry, like, if he doesn't like you, I would tell you, but he does. And so I am, as I'm sure you are, interested to see what happens from here. But lots of changes happening in a lot of people's lives right now, in different aspects. Well, we got right on into it tonight. I didn't even do my spiel at the beginning, but yeah, I am a tarot reader. My name is Sophie, if y'all don't know my name already. Wow, I think I've been on for like an hour now. Yeah, I can answer any and all of your questions, with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. Um, Please check with me beforehand if that is something that you are interested in, because as we discovered with Brian just earlier today, you had somebody who he wanted to get into contact with. So there's about 5 to 10% of people that I have a difficult time getting into touch with. It's not permanent, unless it's someone who's reincarnated, and then it is. We've missed that window, but that is very, very rare. I also do soulmate confirmation readings. I don't believe in the whole twin flame thingamajiggy, but I do believe in soulmates for sure. And I do believe in love and romance and all that good stuff. Your girl is definitely a romantic at heart, for sure. And soulmate readings are great. We just get confirmation from your spirit guides. Oh yeah, Andre? Sorry, kitty cat's being goofy. And a goofy guy, yeah. Yeah, we hear, when I do my soulmate readings, we check in with spirit to see if a certain person in your life is indeed a soulmate, whether they be romantic or familial or platonic, whatever the case may be. We check in and see if they are a part of your soul's tapestry. I also have a method of past life regression that I do, using tarot and my connection with spirit. Get that up here. And then, as a suggestion, I have a reading that some of my clients refer to as my OG love reading, in which I read their thoughts. their feelings and their intentions towards you. And again, it doesn't have to be of a romantic nature. It can be friendship, it could be family, it could even be your little pup or your kitten or your horsey or your turtle. It doesn't matter. I do animal readings as well, and I also offer private readings, as most of the spiritual coaches do. I offer two different types of private readings. I offer them one-on-one over Zoom, by appointment. Yes, email me, or you can also DM me over my Instagram, and of which all y'all should follow BT Dubs. And we can arrange a private reading over DM on Instagram. So yes, the donation queue is currently open. Phyllis, I just got your donation. Thank you so much, honey bunny. All right, let's go ahead. Add you to do list. So you and Michelle are going. All right, girl Michelle. Love that. Okay. Um. So okay. So you donated for a 5-card reading, Phyllis, and you want to know if you guys are both gonna get jobs, or do you want me to ask if you are going to get a job, or Michelle? Because it's kind of two questions there. Um. I mean that can be one question, but here's the deal, girl. If I ask if you and Michelle, I was gonna say if you and Michelle are both gonna get a job, and it says no, it could be a case of you are getting a job and she won't, or vice versa. You know. So yeah, let's see if number one is gonna. I know she's your best friend, right? I'm guessing she's like your best girl. Um, but let's figure out if number one homegirl is going to get a job. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. The VA is having a job for this Saturday. Okay. Will Phyllis get a job? And I really hope you guys both get jobs. Obviously, I really hope you guys both get jobs. Um, but let's see you first. And then say if she didn't get a job and you did, maybe you can, get her one too, Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Phyllis be getting a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? Ancient messengers and spirit guides. Will Phyllis get a job at the VA job fair this Saturday? The Star, 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups reversed, the Moon reversed, and King of Cups. Holy moly guacamole. That's a yes for me, girl. If it's not a complete yes, you're well on your way. There's going to be a major lead here. If you don't actually get a job this Saturday, Phyllis, you're definitely going to get some major leads. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got both the Star and the Moon reversed here. The Star is hope, the Star is healing, the Star is that light that tiny little point of light that can illuminate any space of darkness, any amount of darkness. The Star is a gift. The Star is a gift. 3 of Wands is, I feel like you're going to have more than one option here, girl. I feel like there's going to be more than one position vying for you, sweetheart. This 3 of Wands. Because 3 of Wands is also about patience. But it's also about surveying your kingdom. It's also about looking out there and being like, I got choices. I got choices. I have some choices here. Sorry, not 9 of Cups reversed. I'm so sorry. 9 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. So yeah, I definitely feel there's going to be more than one option for you here, Phyllis, work-wise. I definitely do. And you may even have a tough time deciding on what to go with the moon reversed here. But ultimately, this is going to be wonderful for you, Phyllis. This is going to be wonderful. And I'm really hoping, I know we didn't ask about Miss Michelle, but I'm really hoping that if Michelle doesn't get any leads or doesn't get a job herself, that, like I said, like you can like bring her on in to something else or like some like, because, you know, VA centers are very interconnected. Um, you know, obviously um, different areas of work for sure, but very interconnected. And I really feel like definitely one of the two of you is getting the job. I feel like it's you. Could be both of you. And like I said, if it is you that's getting it, or even if it's her, but I believe it's you, I believe that you're gonna have some power here to to get her one as well. And that would be so fabulous if you guys were both working at the same VA center. Um, I don't know. My best friend, we've worked together, we've lived together. Um, in fact, I'm seeing her tomorrow. Having lunch with her tomorrow. I've been best friends with my girl since we were 12. I don't know how far you and Michelle go back, but you know how it is, you know, with like, you know, sister friends. Like it's, I never had a sister myself, but like, you know, you look out for each other and you mean a lot to one another. I can tell that with you and her. You really care about her, and she really cares about you conversely. And it doesn't feel like a short-term thing or anything. Since 2017. Okay, yeah. No, this is good. And yeah, no, she's got your best interest in mind, and vice versa. Like I get really lovely energy from both of you guys towards one another, and I feel like yeah, you guys go absolutely. I know you guys are gonna go, but like yeah, sorry, I just need to take my jacket off. But yeah, for sure, Andre, for sure, y'all go. There's gonna be some major success, um, major wins here. If not for both of you simultaneously, for one of you to to have a win here and to bring her into the fold and provide her with something as well. But I think this whole the whole job fair in and of itself is going to be is like a really good thing for both of you. What does Michelle do? And or what kind of work is Michelle looking for? And thank you so much, Phyllis. I'm hella excited for you, girl. I really am. This feels and sounds really promising. Um, yeah. She's HR, but looking for inventory management. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things to do within a VA center. There's so much needed. There's so much work that's needed. And okay, so she's HR, but she's looking for yeah. She'll I think she'll definitely find something. And like I said, if she doesn't find something directly, um, you know, within this job fair, then she will be finding something through you, I believe. Hi, Yosef. Yosef, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. My Canuck friend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thank you again, sweet Phyllis. Much love and light to you, and I'm really excited for you for this Saturday. Um, Yosef, are you new to this channel, or have I read for you before? So you're looking for a full love reading. All right, dude, we can do that. We can do that. Let's do. I always get so kerfuffled. Let's see. with the currency exchange. No, I want to do contingent to US. All right. So, okay, so you donated 25 Canadian dollars over Super Chat, which is equivalent to $18.23 USD. So for Super Chat, that would be okay, so a full reading is $25.25 USD. So 1823, we could do an 11 card reading for that. Otherwise, the difference would be, if you want to do a full 15, the additional amount would be $9.37 USD, which would be $12.85. You want to do 11? You got it. You got it. You got it, buddy. And Yosef, what is your sign, my friends? What is your sign? And do you have a specific question? You're a Cancer. Okay. You got a birthday coming up. And everyone's birthday, they get a free reading. So whenever your birthday is, let me know. Come back, and I'm more than happy to give you a free birthday reading. So you're looking for a love reading, just in general, or is there a particular question you have about a particular person, or just in general? All right, well, let's get particular. Let's get particular, my friend. Let's do it. We can get as specific as you want, as long as it's not legal or medical. I don't think this is. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for you to type your question. I'm assuming you're typing your question. No rush, no rush. All good, homie, all good. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'll start by asking, is the distance between me and this person due to personal life getting in the way or a lack of interest? Basically looking for specifics as to why there has been distance lately. Gotcha. I feel you. I got you and I hear you. Okay, couple questions. So now I have a couple questions for you, my friend. Yosef, I know your sign, you're Cancer. The object of your affections here, what is their name, and can I get their sign? That's so interesting, Yosef. I had the exact same. I still have the exact same question about someone in my from my past. Yeah, yeah. Is it physical distance or is it like a personal? Or wait, are you talking about? Yeah, yeah. I think that yeah, that's what you're talking about. Is it physical distance or is there something like personal that would have gotten in the way if we were closer together? Is that what you're saying? Not trying to put my life on yours, but I like to like put myself in people's shoes, and I think that's what you're trying to say, right? It's a really valid question. I mean, all questions are valid, but like that's definitely one I've asked in my life. Can I just give their sign? I'd like to keep names private if that's okay. So we've been talking for a while. Sorry about the toilet flush. It wasn't me. Obviously, I'm not sitting on the toilet. So we've been talking for a while, but I have a feeling the texting hanging out distance isn't because of lack of interest. Okay, I do need their first initial, hun. I do need that. Just trying to see what tarot has. Yeah, yeah. I will tell you. I don't know how familiar you are with the tarot, but in my case, the more specific we get with names, the better. I understand the need for discretion or the want for discretion and privacy. I totally understand that. But if you give me a first initial, that's great. If you give me the wrong first initial, we're not going to get very close. So I'm saying I'm not trying to like blast you or anything or dox you or anything at all. I just I've been doing this for a long time, and you're going to get the most accurate answer from their actual name. But I totally respect you not wanting to give that. But if you could give me just their actual N and Capricorn. You got it, babe. You got it. All right. And what gender is? Should we just go with they? Do you want to keep their gender private as well? This is such a good question. This is definitely a question I've had a lot in my life, and not too long ago either. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. So how do we phrase this? I feel texting is because of lack of interest. Okay. Is the distance getting between and your male and their female? Okay. Is the physical distance what is preventing interest? Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is the distance so there's no physical distance. So you guys are physically close. You guys like live. Sorry, let me just like put this back together. I just want to get this crystal clear. So you guys live within close proximity of one another, but there's an energetic distance, and you're wondering if that is external influences or if it's a lack of interest. Is that right? I'm getting that right? Physical. Okay, so you guys do physically see one another. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is the distance between N and Yosef due to external influences? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is the distance between N and Yosef due to external influences? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is the distance between Yosef and N due to lack of interest? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is the distance between N and Yosef due to lack of interest? Oh wait, no, I asked it a different. Sorry, let's start all over. External influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. The distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides is the distance between Yosef and N due to external influences. Queen of Pentacles reversed. 6 of Pentacles reversed. King of Wands. Ace of Cups reversed. Page of Wands reversed. 2 of Cups. 5 of Swords reversed. 2 of Pentacles. King of Cups. The Hierophant reversed. And 4 of Pentacles reversed. I don't know how well you know the tarot, my friend, but I was definitely looking for 5 of Wands. We do have 5 of Swords right here. Is the distance between you and N due to external influences? It's definitely a factor. It's definitely a factor, Yosef. With this, let's start here with this Queen of Pentacles reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed is overworked. Someone who's overworked and burnt out. I'm gonna guess that the two of you don't work with one another. I hope you don't, because that can be really, really challenging, dating someone whom you are working with. But there definitely is something here between the two of you, hun. She definitely has feelings for you, and I know you have feelings for her. She's not waste a lot. Okay, some people like to waste time. Some people have got egos on them, and they just like to. You don't work together. Okay, cool, awesome, right on, because that can just make things so complicated. Yeah, no, she's definitely got feelings for you, man. And I know you've got feelings for her. You know, I know some people waste time, and I know some people just like to date just for the sake of, like, building their ego or whatever the case may be. That's not what I'm getting here. She's not, it's definitely external circumstances, dude. I don't know how much she's explained about what she's going through in her life. But she works a lot, huh? Either she works a lot and is underpaid, or she's looking for work and it's like it's not serving her, and she's feeling really, really defeated in her everyday life. Does she hold a torch for you? 100%, man. King of Wands, hell yeah. And does she want to balance you into her life? Yeah, she does. With this 2 of Pentacles, yeah, she does want to balance you into her life despite these external forces here. And she doesn't want to let go of you. I don't know how often you guys talk, but I see it here and I feel it. She definitely has feelings for you. Yeah, King of Cups, my goodness. Yeah, I know she's a lady and you're a man, but you know, women can embody some masculine energies as well, and she definitely has a cup of love for you. However, there's things in her life that are preventing her. She works a lot. Yeah, yeah. I see it. I see Capricorn. She's a Capricorn. Duh. Oh my God, dude. This is so funny. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it real. The person who I was having the same thoughts about with you, that you're having was also a Capricorn. They work a lot and it takes over like their entire life, and it's not personal. It's not personal at all. Like I can't tell you how many Capricorns I read for, and they rarely ask about love. They often ask about work and how it's gonna like, will I ever be set free from their card is the devil, the old ball and chain, right? They are bound to their work. And she doesn't like that. This Ace of Cups reversed, it's taking from her personal cup of love that she has for you, man. And there's not much she can do about it. With this Page of Wands reversed and the Hierophant reversed, there's very little she can do. Queen of Pentacles reversed, Page of Wands reversed. There's very little agency that she has within herself to change this. As much as she wants to balance you into her life, she really, really does. So I'll tell you, Yosef, there's nothing going. There's no game playing here. She's not just trying to like push you off to the side and be polite to you. She honestly, if she didn't like you, I'm not saying she's a mean girl. She's just very forthright. She would tell you. She'd be like, "Hey, I'm not into you. I don't want to waste my time. I'm a very busy young lady, and I don't have time to like waste pretending to like a guy." Okay. I don't think a lot of people do, but for her, that's not her case. She's not trying to hurt you at all. She likes you a lot. She likes you a lot. She really hates the fact that she works as much as she does, but she really does have this cup of love for you, dude. Two of Cups, King of Cups. Oy vey. Yeah, no, she likes you a lot, man. She really does. But there is this old ball and chain that she is connected to, this Hierophant reverse. And I don't know how long y'all have been talking for, been chatting for, been entertaining romantic feelings for one another. But don't give up. I know that can sound corny sometimes, but if I felt that there was no potential here, if I saw that there was no potential or felt it, I'd tell you, Yosef. I don't know if you've been here before, but I'm very, very brutally honest. Not I'm honest in a kind way, but I'll tell you what I see. And if I felt that she was playing you, and excuse me, and was just wasting your time and was just trying to be polite and not wanting to tell you like, oh, I don't really like this guy, you know what I mean? No, I'd tell you if that was the case. She likes you a lot, man. She likes you. She's and on another on the flip side, she also is worried that you don't like her as much as she does you. Isn't that fun? Isn't the irony there with the Six of Pentacles reversed? She's working a lot, and it takes a lot of her time, and it pisses her off. It makes her feel like, damn, am I missing out on like the things that I need in my life, the things I want in my life? Being you, that being romance, that being love, that being an honest connection, like an emotionally available connection with someone. And so my answer is no. Or sorry, my answer is yes. Sorry, yes, it is external forces preventing her from being like fully there for you and with you. But it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. Queen of Pentacles is also the Capricorn card as well. Queen of Pentacles is the court card for Capricorn. I feel that's true. She seems very upfront. Yeah, I don't want to push her or make things heavy for her, but she's really private, and I feel like I'd just put pressure on her if I tried harder. I think that's a key word there, trying harder. I think you should continue. You don't need to try harder. Just continue with the consistent effort that you've been showing her and providing for her. That's what I think. She appreciates it. She really values it. And if it were to go missing from her life, she would definitely notice it and definitely feel very forlorn and like she lost you. So we're all very afraid of seeming like thirsty, man or woman, right? We're afraid of seeming thirsty. We're afraid of seeming like we're chasing someone. We're afraid of seeming like we're way too into someone. But honestly, like, she really does have feelings for you. And yeah, there's a lot of work going on in her life, a lot of things going on in her life. They're mostly work related, but the attention that you do give her and provide for her, she really likes. She really appreciates it, and it's like the light in her life right now, in a very dull space. And just it's so interesting that you asked this question for a Capricorn, because I had this question for a Capricorn not too long ago. And yeah, they really overwork themselves. They work themselves to the bone. And at the end of the day, most Capricorns just really want a solid partner. They really do. But out of all the earth signs, Virgo works very, very hard. Taurus works very, very hard. But good goddamn, the Capricorn really, really must be the hardest working of all the signs, I have to say. And sometimes that it often does interfere with their personal life. But it also doesn't mean that you're not going to find love with her. She's not going to find love with you. I say just like, instead of trying harder, just be consistent with your energies, because she's liking those energies, and she's wanting to fix you into her life and balance you into her life. I'm trying. We were supposed to hang out Thursday, and she bailed last second, saying she wasn't feeling well, and I was super understanding, but I haven't heard from her since. Okay. Well, honestly, I wouldn't fear, just as a young lady who, when I do like a gentleman, I do like seeing the effort that they put, in letting me know that they like me. You can shoot your shot here and reach out to her. It's been since Thursday. It's now Monday. If she doesn't answer her phone or doesn't answer her text, I think then we've got our message. At this point, I think it's like there's nothing left to lose here, and I don't think you're gonna seem clingy. I think she's gonna understand. Like, dude, she probably feels badly, dude. Like, I bailed on this guy, and we had plans, and I'm sure that's not something she feels great about. And when we work a lot, like it takes a toll on our bodies and our minds, and I think that, I think you did the right thing, be understanding, don't get mad at her, that's always my big rule, is just like, like, give people grace. It's all very difficult. We're all living very difficult lives with difficult battles and challenges. I wouldn't be afraid to reach out to her again. I think at this point, checking in on her and being like, hey, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you feeling? I don't know what you call her. You give her any pet names or anything yet, but just like, hey, how you feeling? I just want to check in on you and see how you're feeling. Because wanted to see you, and I just want to make sure you're doing okay. Just ask her how she's doing. Girl, if she does, I was gonna say, girls appreciate that, and if they don't, then she's not the right one. But I think she would appreciate that, just being checked in on, like, hey, how you feeling? So that is what I have for you, my friend Yosef. Thank you so much for your donation, my friend, my buddy. I really appreciate you, and I hope I brought you some clarity this evening to your situation. I definitely feel like there has been a block between us, and I always felt it wasn't a lack of interest. And yeah, oh no, definitely. Joseph, I would tell you if it was a lack of interest. I'm not trying to keep you here, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to, like, not keep you here. I'm not trying to lead you on. I'm not trying to, I feel very, very badly if I told someone a lie. I wouldn't be able to sleep at the end of the night if I told one of my clients a lie. No, she's definitely interested in you. I've had to tell people, no, he's not interested in you, girl, I'm sorry, or no, she's not interested in you, whatever. But that's not the case. I think that it's definitely external forces, and I think she'd really appreciate a check-in from you. Not like you should be required to do that, because she was the one who bailed on you, but there's obviously things going on in her life that she needs to take care of, on an emotional, physical level. And we also don't know, she could also be going through stuff, girl stuff, like hormonal stuff. And that always adds just an extra, like, heaviness to everything. But she's a hard worker. She's a strong woman and everything. So I think you're gonna do all right. You're very welcome. Of course. Yes, yes. Just be supportive. Just be supportive, and the interest is definitely there. There's no lack of interest for sure. I think like in top of work, something has been up the past couple of weeks. I feel like it's her health, dude. I feel like it's her health. I don't know if it's just like monthly girl stuff or if this like incredible amount of work is really just taking a physical toll on her health. She might be sick in some way. You know, she might have a cold or something that's like, you know, or it might be affecting her appetite. Something's telling me this is of the physical and not, definitely not of the emotional, but there's something going on with her physically. Um, I check in on her. I think she'd really appreciate that. Not you. Not you. I don't think it's you at all. No, no. And you're a gentleman. You care and you have patience, and people, especially the ladies, really appreciate that. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Joseph. Much love and light to you, and I definitely hope I brought you clarity there to your situation. You got this. That actually makes me feel better now that she's going through. Yeah, yeah, but that it doesn't seem to have to do with it. Yeah, nothing to do with the interest. Yeah, yeah, nothing to do with you. And that's why I'm giving you the homework. I mean, you don't have to do what I tell you to do, but I think a good homework assignment would just be just like text her or something. Just be like, how you feeling? Like, it's been a few days. I just wanted to know, you know, how you were feeling since Thursday. I think she'd appreciate that. And if she doesn't, that's not very nice. You know, if she didn't appreciate someone just asking her how she was feeling, that'd be kind of weird. I think that, and I don't think that's the case at all. I think she'd be very, very, very happy. Best friend, I'll see you. You're actually the best friend. I'll see you in a few weeks. Probably sooner. Your eyes. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Joseph. You're a sweetheart. Yeah, definitely keep me posted on this. I feel like there's definitely a lot of potential here, and I would love to see how it moves forward. Thank you, Joseph. You're a gem. You're a star. Thank you so much. Oh wow. Okay, so I've been on for just a little over 2 hours now, so I'm gonna do that thing that I do at the end of every night. Cuckoo, cuckoo, a last call for donations. The frick song was that? I don't know what that song was. Oh, Mowgli's Road by Marina. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna do a last call. Good night, Yosef. Thank you so much for your donation, love. I don't know where you are in Canada, but either East Coast or like BC, I don't know, but good night, darling. Thank you so much. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations. If you have a question that you need to have answered, please let me know. I am here for you. Last call. Last call. Last call. All donations tonight. Last call, everybody, tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations tonight. Thank you so much. All right. And with that, I'm going to call it a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful night. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's see. Will I be on tomorrow night? Yeah, I will probably be on again tomorrow night. Wednesday, I will not. But y'all know how my schedule is. Just click that notification bell and you will know every time I am on. Much, much love and light to all of you, and I will see you